Hello everybody, welcome to post crash out ironic over here. I'm recording this right after I just recorded the TBITG update video and I'm tired as shit. I'm fucking tired. So let's get fucking started. Post crash out time. Let's go. So TBAC is kind of, but not really, moving to Blue Sky because it's the kind of the brand new social media that a lot of people are using because Twitter is going to shit. So in the future, it might go to this place over here. So if you don't want to, go and follow them if you want more updates from TBAC. Aside from that, we're gonna see probably keep going on to Twitter. So let's move on. First of all, Crimson Crabs. We've got Krushka, Mid, Ravskia, and Rai. I'm gonna say it now. Krushka has a standby, and Rai has a standby. Well, actually, we don't have a standby yet for Rai, but for Krushka, we have a standby for Robot. So that's going to be a bit of an interesting. The reason why I don't is because we haven't really decided too much of it, or haven't officially done it, as some official subs have happened. So I'm just going to go fast with this. This seems pretty well rounded. Has a good mix of PvP and also movement. So this team can do pretty well in general. But I don't know who could lead in this well. Mid's pretty good. Mid usually is a top 10 player, or recently has been a top 10 player. So it'll be interesting to see how this team will go through and place in team wise. Next up, we've got the Amber Axolotls. We've got Grendash, Interim, Zonar, and Noel. Interim has to sub out, and Vampy will be subbing in. Again, another sub. Actually, no, I think this is an official announcement. If I go check over here, yeah. So basically, this new one, Vampy is officially subbing in to the team. So there's that. Aside from that, I'm trying to find out. This team's pretty decent. I think this team could either do well or could do bad. Depends on the whole vibes of the team. Grandash is a pretty good movement player, but PvP-wise isn't the greatest. Vampy's PvP is pretty good, and Zonar can do pretty well, but with this type of comp, it's going to be interesting to see how well Zonar can play. And Noel, I haven't really seen a lot from Noel, but Noel's in the middle of sorts, so we'll see how well all four of these can work together and try to make it to the top two. Next up, we've got the Golden Geese. This team is pretty good, actually. Calculus, Jazzybug, Pup, and Ninja. A well-rounded team, though PvP might be a little bit on the lower side, as Cal teams usually don't have many good players and good PvP players and sorts. But Pup, as a PvP player, at least for BattleBox, this team could do pretty well. Ninja is also a really good player who's recently been doing pretty well, and also Jassy is a really good not support player, but more one of the better bottom frags to have. So this team definitely is very scary in all around with both movement and somewhat PvP. Next up, we have the Lime Lobsters, the event owner collab duo between Bird and Sea Dog. Fawn Aardvark and Jad is back as well. This team is really good in general. Fawn is here to hopefully come back from previous TBIC TBC 6, where Fawn third frag then got 8th. So hopefully this time Fawn will do a lot better and have better expectations. We also have Bird and Sea Dog, both solid players. Bird this time around is playing in his usual setup, so surely he gets top 20 at least, which I do believe that could happen. And of course, we also have Sea Dog, who has done pretty well as well. And finally, Jad, who has not been seen since TBIC 2. It's gonna be her first time playing since TBIC 2. So let's see if her rust isn't so bad. Moving on to the Diamond Deers. This team originally, Audles was supposed to sub out, but then Audles subbed back in. So this is the original team. Stu recently came from a really good event that is being TBC 6, where Stu got second. So I have high expectations for Stu, as we'll see in the the predictions. Audles has been doing pretty well both in TBSC and ITG, and Dolly and Applejacks. I think Dolly has played in TBITG Rosewood Cup, and they did pretty well. And Applejacks, I'm pretty sure, has played ITG once and did okay of sorts. So we'll see how well this team does. I think it's another well-rounded team. Very scary PvP team, as Otto, Stu, and Dolly are really good PvP players. But movement-wise, I think it might be on the lower side, so we'll see how this goes. Next up, we have Sapphire Sharks, my team, yup. We have myself, Orange Chicken, Ben, and Junie. This team was supposed to have 2 other players, but we never got into contact with them. So Junie and Ben have subbed in. This team's gonna be, a pretty, me and Orange Chicken, a very big and strong duo, to say the least. But Ben's also pretty good. I've been seeing a lot of Ben streams, and he's usually not that bad. So as long as we have the vibes in and we play well, this team will for sure be very good, especially in PvP games. As me and Orange are pretty good at PvP, and RSR is probably gonna be our best game. Ben's pretty good at RSR from what I've seen, so it's gonna be an interesting event to see how this goes. Next up, we have the Violet Vipers, another scary team. Astrix, Grant, Monkey King, and Cream. Astrix and Grant are 2 really good players, and as a duo, it's gonna go insane. Monkey King as a 3rd frag is pretty good. Usually he goes in the middle, so it's gonna be insane to see how this team is gonna do. And Cream, who usually is on the bottom side, but Cream with a good leading team will do pretty good. So in general, I think this team is a really strong team and a team to be careful. So yeah. And finally, we have the Fisher Ferrets. We have Aries, Zap, Rory, and Zombre. I think this team is more on the weaker side. But this team, Zap, Rory, they're really good players. Zap is a really good PvP player, and Rory is a well-rounded player who has both PvP and also, movement skills, and definitely is a top 10 player over here. So, yeah, this team, I think is more my wild card, to say the least, but I think this team can do really good if they play the cards right. And, yeah, those are all the teams. I'm gonna go to my predictions here. So on top of here, we have team predictions. I have Violet in first. I think this team cooks. I think this team is really well-rounded as well. Diamond in second. This team is, will probably dominate in PvP games, and maybe might not do so well in the movement games. But I do think this team has the strats when it comes to cooking a lot of the games in this. Gold in third. I think Gold definitely has a really good chance of still being on the top 2. I think probably above Diamond, if I have to say. But in general, I think Gold is still, at the good side, and they'll do pretty well. Lime in fourth. Again, this team on paper looks really good. As usually, Fawn is a top 5 player, top 10 player, and Seedongenberg can do really good, as well as Jad is seen mostly on the middle side. But I think this team might lack a little bit of the experience, especially Fawn, Bird, and Jad, who have never played in ITG. So it's gonna be interesting to see how well they'll do. Sapphire in fifth. I think our team has the strats. Me and Orange Chicken, I think, will do really good. But with the 2 of the lower skill side, it might be a little bit hard to bring it back. But I think if we can do well in the PvP games as well as some of the movement games like RSR, I think we can probably be top half. Fuchsia in 6. This team, like I said, is a wild card. They could go top half, they could go bottom half, but I think them being 6 is a bit more fair than usual, a little bit on the middle side. Crimson 7th. Again, this team is well-rounded, but I don't think they're well-rounded enough to face off some other PvP teams like Diamond, Violet, Sapphire as well. So it'll be interesting to see them. And Amber in 8th. I think this team I don't have a lot of knowledge of, so I don't know how well they might do. So it's going to be interesting to say the least. Within the predictions, I had kind of predictions for every single person, but I'm just going to go based off the top 10. I think Astrix gets first year, I get second, Orange Chicken third, Fawn fourth, Cal fifth, Ninja top frags get Cow top frags, but Ninja right behind getting sixth. Dolly 7th, Stu 8th, Grant 9th, and Rory 10. I think players like Grendash, Pup, Grendash, Pup, and Mid have a really good chance of being top 10. Probably changing out with maybe like Rory, maybe Ninja might not even get. Actually, no, Ninja gets top 10. Stu might be on the bottom side. Again, I think mainly at least in the top 13 here, I can see anybody, from this side doing pretty well. And then yeah, that's my top 10. That's my team predictions, my in-depth predictions as well. Probably gonna be proven wrong. I'm probably gonna be wrong, but if you guys don't think so, prove me wrong by saying fuck you. But yeah. Anyways, these are fucking. I'm so fucking done. I'm gonna crash out. Holy shit. Alright, I'm gonna end it. Bye bye.